This is end of season Orioles update, end of the 2026 season. As you can see here, the O's 90 wins, 72 losses, finished 10 games back of the Yankees, but did clinch the first wild card spot, which will play the Astros in the wild card game. Expanded standings. I mean, the Yankees 91 expected wins, the O's 89. So the Yankees really overachieved with a +9 differential between their expected record and their actual record. O's are +1. The +90 run differential was second best in the AL to the Yankees. So pretty solid season. The pitching struggled some and really struggled in September. Had a few really big injuries, which I'll show you. This is the big one. Dylan Carlson, who was in the hunt for an MVP. I mean, there were about 20 games left in the season. He put up 5.4 WAR. He put up a 145 runs created plus. He was in the top 5 in tons of offensive categories, but he fractured his thumb. He's out for 3 more weeks. So if I make it maybe like the ALCS will be back, maybe. But man, that sucks. He's my best player. Luke Little, who's one of my better relievers, he put up 2.6 WAR out of the bullpen last year. He's put up 1.1 WAR in just 66 innings out of the bullpen this year. He's out with a shoulder injury, so that also sucks. Asa Lacy, my number 1 starter, missed 2 to 3 weeks in September. Gunnar Henderson, my starting shortstop, missed 2 to 3 weeks in September. So September was a little rough. It was a little rough. I lost, I think, 8 or 9 in a row at one point. Finished the month at 9-16, but in August was 18-9 when I was pretty fully healthy. July was a little bit of a struggle, but other than that, pretty solid season. Offense led the AL in runs scored, 4th in home runs, 1st in OPS. Really awesome offense. Pitching got a little bit better as the season went on. Ended up 9th in runs allowed, 9th in ERA, and so 1st in strikeouts, but 13th in home runs allowed, 13th in BABIP. Defense was 13 and 8th in the 2 main categories. Home runs just kind of are a problem in Camden Yards, and then my fielding wasn't great on top of that. So then let's go ahead and I'm going to look at the stats using this page instead of the normal lineups page. I'm just going to sort by WAR. So Dylan Carlson led the way. Then Jason Rosario, man, I remember in my May video, he had negative something WAR and had I don't even know what his OPS was at that point. But over the final 4 months of the season, he got up to 5.2 WAR with an 869 OPS. So he was awesome. Finally, after a terrible first 2 months. Matan had a really solid season, 3.4 WAR. Mountcastle was solid, 3.1 WAR, but I mean the power numbers were great. 38 homers, 126 RBIs. This was in the top 10 of Orioles seasons. Here I can show you Mountcastle's 126 ribbies. Let's see, ranked 8th all time, right behind Ryan Mountcastle from 2023. He's close to getting on the RBI leaderboard in franchise history. He is now 9th all time in franchise home runs. He'll catch Brady Anderson next season, and then he'll try to track down Palmeiro, Davis, Jones in the years after that. So Mountcastle, it's been a solid Oriole for many years now. Who else do we have here to talk about hitter-wise? Henderson was about league average with the bat, put up 3 WAR. Burcierta was actually my best player in terms of OPS, 932 and 221 plate appearances, put up 2.1 WAR. He just crushed lefties for me. Colin Hall was the opposite. He crushed righties, put up 2 WAR in 381 plate appearances and 827 OPS. Larnack, pretty mediocre season for a guy who's only a DH. Reese Albert only played in 82 games, but 1.5 WAR. His bat was fine. Not a great season from him. And then after that, some disappointments in terms, Campusano was only here for 41 games, but Bowser was good with the glove. His bat was just terrible. Rutschman, 0.2 WAR and a 607 OPS, was just atrocious. Castro was fine after he came over, not great. About league average, which is actually about what I expected from him. That's how he'd been hitting. So pitching-wise, the top 3 starters were all pretty solid. 3.3 WAR from Patino, Delgado at 3.2, and Lacy at 3.0. Delgado led the league with 17 wins and 222 strikeouts. He had over 11 strikeouts per 9. This 222 also cracked the Orioles leaderboards for single-season strikeouts. Let's see where that is. Strikeouts, where are we? Sorry, I should have looked at this before, huh? It's somewhere right down here. Yeah, strikeouts in a season. There he is, 4th all time. Lacey a couple years ago got 2nd all time. And strikeouts per 9, it was the greatest season in Orioles history with 11.4. Asa Lacey now leads. He's pitched enough innings now to qualify on the career leaderboard for Orioles. 9.4 Ks per 9 leads the way in Orioles history. And so what else happened here at the pitching? Keller was fine as a 4th starter. Corrigan, out of the bullpen, pitched 94 innings and put up 2.2 WAR. He's like a 20th round pick back in 2021. That's awesome. We'll take it. Adams was awesome. He only pitched 32 innings after I traded for him, put up 1.2 WAR. Little, Stone, the rest of these guys are just bullpen guys. Hackemer was really good. After I got him. But yeah, so that's the basics of where the team ended up. And then there was one other thing I was going to show, and now I'm blanking on it. So anyways, like I said, we'll play the Astros in the wild card game, and the winner of that will go on to play the Yankees. We got the Royals and the Rangers here in the division series. The Padres squeezed into the second wild card. They'll take on the Diamondbacks, who the winner plays Bryce Harper and the Phillies, and then Cubs and Dodgers in the division series. That's fun. And just to look at the Major League standings, I didn't realize. I feel like the Padres were like out of contention for a while. Oh, well, they were 16 out of the division. Maybe that's what I thought. The poor Diamondbacks, man. 100 wins, 2 games out of the division. You beat the Padres by 14 games and you play them in a 1-game playoff. So, such is life. And then statistics-wise, just in terms of league leaders, Tristan Casas led the league with 48 homers, followed by Bellinger and Torres in the top 3. Casas is a Red Sox prospect in real life. I think he might have been called up in 2020 in real life. But we got Mountcastle cracking the top 5 in ribbies. Carlson in slugging percentage. Carlson's injury really took him out of the race for the counting stats. He ended up with 105 RBIs and 36 homers. So it would have been tough for him to do that anyways. But, he could have cracked the leaderboard here with 40 homers. And then he was up there in OPS as well. Let's see if any other Orioles. Mountcastle's up there in at-bats. Carlson was in this top 7 of hitter WAR for a while, but then obviously fell off with the injury. Mountcastle, total bases, 4th. He just played a lot and played well. Extra base hits, he was 3rd. Carlson, 4th in the league in sac flies. Okay. And 7th in WOBA. So that's the offense. And then the pitching leaders for the league. A.J. Puck leading the league in ERA. Wins, Delgado. WAR, Christian Peralta, followed by Johnson, Gallen, Isert, Walker Buehler. Jack Flaherty here in his first year in Boston put up 4.7 WAR. Nice. Former Oriole Jordan Hicks led the league in saves for the Yankees with 41. Let's see. Christian Peralta struck out 311 dudes. He struck out 15.4 per 9 across 182 innings. Who is this guy? So he's a real-life Dodgers prospect who was signed as an international free agent in 2018. Man, that's like crazy strikeout numbers, even in this environment. Let's see, what else is there here? So 311, no Orioles cracked this, but... former Oriole Connor Siebold, now in Washington, gave up 42 home runs this season to lead the league. Nice. And FIP, Peralta led the league in FIP. I would imagine he's probably going to take home the Cy Young in the NL. Seems reasonable to me. And so, so that's the leaderboard there. I'm trying to remember. So there's one other thing that I was going to show, and now I'm just totally blanking on what it is. But anyways, so we've got the Astros in the playoffs. In the end, a great offensive season. Pitching was a little disappointing, and then injuries just kind of sunk us in September of any chance we had of possibly catching the Yankees. If we'd gotten really hot, maybe we could have. But so I will do the wild card game at some point. I'll put up something. I'll try to put up a day in advance of going live, but probably I would imagine sometime. I'm trying to look at my calendar here because I'd imagine probably sometime like middle of the week, like maybe middle to end of the week of the 9th, which is like sometimes the 11th through the 14th, depending on when I post this video. I'm filming it a little early, recording it a little early. But anyways, that's the end of the video. O's going to wild card game, taking on the Astros. See you there.